Hey guys, Angelique here, and today we're going to be talking about how Bitcoin is back and why Bitcoin is not a bubble. So looking at coinmarketcap.com, we're back. Bitcoin is back, the market is back. Bitcoin just reached over $10,000. That is amazing after seeing this crash. The cryptocurrency correction period happened over the span of the last month, and just a couple of days ago, about a week or so ago, we saw Bitcoin reach a very low point from the 20,000 price that it was priced at just last December. Bitcoin is now at $10,000. It went as low as $6,000 within this correction period, and now we're starting to see that turn and this bull run starting to continue to turn. Obviously, don't know how high it will go, or if it's going to go up for a little bit and drop back down, because we still might be in that correction period. But it is really good for everyone who had witnessed a crash, who has seen Bitcoin go from 20 grand to 6 grand. And if you're here now and you're witnessing this bull run beginning to happen again, you're probably in a really good state to succeed in the cryptocurrency space. I hope you guys were hodling throughout this whole correction period, or buying even more cryptocurrencies during this correction period, because it's a great time to buy. And there are a lot of great prices and valuations on the market. So jumping right into the cryptocurrency total market capitalization, you saw within the past 7 days, this is a chart. Looking at the 1 month view, if it loads, obviously. Okay, it's not going to load, maybe. All right, we're going to have to skip that for now. So the Bitcoin chart is priced at $10,016 currently. It reached 6 grand. You see that here, right here, 6,200 about. And that was the price. And now you're starting to see it rise here. This is where it was valued at 12 grand, and this is when earlier last month you saw it at 20, almost 20 grand. The market cap during that time period was almost 3/4 of the way to $1 trillion. So obviously that correction period needed to happen, but it is really great news that Bitcoin is now back on a bull run and back on a rise. And this is why I think Bitcoin is not a bubble. Cryptocurrency space cannot be compared to other bubbles like the housing bubble, and other bubbles in the past, because it is completely different. The reason why the housing bubble crashed was because people were building more and more houses, creating less of a demand, and people were buying houses on credit, resulting in a lot of people not being able to pay their houses. That was pumping up the economy, and then it crashed. Why Bitcoin, I think, is different from the housing market bubble, the housing market crash, is because we have a limited supply. We have a 21,000 Bitcoin maximum supply, and that is why I think you can't relate it to any other bubble. In regular economies, you have a currency, monetary currency, and the government is able to print more and more of that. But with Bitcoin, they have a maximum supply. So the charts can't be compared to any other charts, because yes, the price will fluctuate, but because there is a maximum supply of how much Bitcoin can exist. That's kind of how you need to look at the graph. Yes, it pumps up really fast. Yes, it could drop really fast. But this cryptocurrency space is completely different from anything that's owned by the government, owned by anything, the national government. Because Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer currency, it's owned by the people, all of us. So it can't be related to other bubbles and other crashes that occurred, because of how different its technology is, how different the currency is in relation to actual currency that is being pumped out by the government. So yeah, that's kind of why I don't think Bitcoin is a bubble. Obviously, this isn't financial advice by any means. This is just my opinion, obviously. So take that into your own grain of salt and do whatever you want to do with your investment in cryptocurrency. But yes, this is my um, idea. Bitcoin, for the most part, is being bought without credit cards. I think there's a 20% um, credit card purchase of Bitcoin within this past year. Over 10% of those have already paid off their credit. So the majority of the Bitcoin that is bought is not bought on credit, which means this isn't getting pumped up really fast because of people purchasing on credit and then not being able to pay back. So that's also another reason why it can't be related to the housing market, because it doesn't, most of the purchases on Bitcoin aren't from credit cards. Um, so jumping in, I pulled up a couple articles that talks about Bitcoin and some other really great things happening for Bitcoin. So this one, Bitcoin is back. Cryptocurrency surges after breaching 9,000. Obviously, this was on February 14th, and now you see it at 10 grand. And you kind of see the same thing happening with all the other currencies on the market. This one as well. Bitcoin's back, baby, but don't get too excited just yet. All the bulls should be pretty happening with what happened Wednesday morning. This is the screenshot from what was happening Wednesday morning. Everything was green. Everything was a beautiful over double percentage change in positive within 24 hours. But I just wanted to reread this last um, paragraph for you. There's no telling when the next crash might occur, so act responsibly with your investments, but it sure looks like not all investors were spooked by the numerous announcements related to stricter Bitcoin regulation means. And plenty of people have been buying the dip in the past few hours. South Korea, India, China, and all delivered some pretty bad news in the past weeks, but only China doubled down on actually banning crypto trading. So take that into your own consideration. Obviously, regulation is happening. So keep that in mind when making any of your investments. But obviously, I hope you guys bought during the correction period. And for all of you guys that are planning to hodl all your Bitcoin, all your cryptocurrencies, I hope this whole bull run that is starting to continue to get back on track. I hope you guys hodled throughout that entire experience. Another article, Tim Draper. Why would I sell Bitcoin, the future of currency? Venture capitalist and Tezos investor Tim Draper has said that a very large portion of the 86 trillion global currency market will be crypto in the future. Why would I sell the future for the past? He says, quote, I'm looking at it in a very different way because I think Bitcoin is the future currency. You're seeing all these people that doubt Bitcoin, and the future of currency because they are so set on having a traditional currency that is owned and pumped out by the government. With Bitcoin, I think it's interesting because a lot of people like it because it's a peer-to-peer currency as well as a cryptocurrency that is digital. So that's with this whole um, technology splurge and this technology era we're in. I think it's really great that Bitcoin could potentially be the future currency. Obviously, there's no way I can say for certain that it will be the future currency. I definitely think it is a possibility. And with its technology, I think a lot of people within the upcoming generations will start to adopt a more technological standpoint on currencies. So, another interesting thing I came into about Bitcoin, first ever Bitcoin apartments. In accordance to their previous announcement regarding putting an offer for real estate trade in Bitcoin, the UK billionaire entrepreneur sold out 50 luxurious apartments in Dubai. In solely Bitcoin. We allocated 50 out of the 1,300 developments. We sold all out. Some bought one in twos, and one individual bought 10. And this is 50 apartments listed in Bitcoin in Dubai, which is one of the richest places on this earth, and all those listings sold out. So that's some really great news for Bitcoin as well, and that's really cool to see that apartments listed in Bitcoin automatically sold out. Also, instead of selling natural gas, this Canadian company will mine Bitcoin. The Canadian company IBR, Iron Bridge Resources, has announced that instead of selling natural gas at stubbornly low prices, it will utilize a part of its production to generate electricity and use the same to operate a Bitcoin mining facility. So, even one of Canada's largest oil and gas companies is turning its eye towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So that's some really great news. The more companies that are very big that start to adopt Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you definitely see a lot of potential for these currencies. So yeah, by the end of the year, I have read things that have said Bitcoin by the end of the year will be 40 grand, will be 100 grand. Obviously, I don't know, especially with this correction period, with it going as low as 6 grand and as high as almost 20 grand. You don't know where it's going to go. I definitely think it has potential because of that total supply that is maxed at 22,000 or 22 million, sorry. And yeah, so that's kind of my opinion. I definitely think there's a lot of potential for growth, a lot of potential to get an ROI, a really great ROI from my standpoint. And yeah, I hope that kind of helped. And that's it for me, guys. Once again, I'm Angelique. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you liked this video. And if you did, please give it a like. And if you like this type of videos, please click subscribe and click that notification bell for notifications on when I am posting. I am posting cryptocurrency videos regularly, so I hope that kind of helped. Comment below your thoughts on the Bitcoin bubble, on the Bitcoin bull run that you're starting to see happen. Have you hodled throughout the correction period, and where do you see Bitcoin going? And what are your opinions on the apartments being sold in Bitcoin, as well as other things happening? Where do you think cryptocurrency will go, and what do you think will happen in the future in this space? I hope that kind of helps, guys, with what I just said I was going to cover in this video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks so much for watching.